now for our last segment. It's just Tuesday. Everyone knows what Tuesday was. It was the cut day. All teams had to have their teams finalized for their 53-man rosters. So I marked down some of the notable ones. You can chime in if there was one I missed. But Dolphins released Miles Gaskin. Uh,
Not
Texans
shocked at that.
Texans released Christian Kirksey. Um,
God, I didn't even realize he was still in the league.
Me neither. And then I saw his stats from last year. I was like, wow, he had 124 tackles, 3 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and 2 interceptions.
Not bad. He's probably old and probably worth a lot of money.
Yeah, and we'll pay him if the Colts want him. We'll pay him a lot. The Saints released linebacker Jalen Smith.
Oh, okay, that actually caught me off guard. He had a pretty good camp.
Saints also released cornerback Bradley Roby.
That one hurt to the soul because I've always been a massive Bradley Roby fan, and after he got traded to the Saints last year, I was so excited. It makes sense. They have two really young cornerbacks who both need to play, and they're not going to bench Marshawn either. So they're moving Alante to the slot, and I think that dude is going to be insane.
Next release was the Panthers releasing linebacker Deion Jones.
I honestly can't even remember who that is.
Pretty sure, if I remember correctly, is the linebacker that was for the Falcons.
Oh, number 45, yeah, from Florida. Wow, I forgot about him.
He was good.
He was good. He made an all or a Pro Bowl a couple times.
And Dolphins release wide receiver Chosen Anderson. I mean, that's gotta be one of the worst names ever.
To think you actually changed that.
One of the worst
name.
altered names. I mean, we've had some bad ones. Meta World
Hey,
Peace.
let's not hate all the way.
Enos Freedom. What was it? Chad Ochocinco. But Chosen Anderson.
I kind of fuck with Chad Ochocinco.
It was funny at the time.
Yeah, I kind of fuck with it.
Eagles release your guy running back Trey Sermon today.
Saw that. I guess I'm not too shocked. They had a lot of running backs on the roster.
A lot of people were speculating that it could have been Rashad Penny.
I saw that too, and I was caught off guard by it, but not gonna complain. I drafted him in a fantasy league, so we're gonna be rooting him on.
Ravens released running back Melvin Gordon. Can't be surprised by that. His time's over.
Yeah, his time's up.
The one that was really surprising, Patriots released quarterback Bailey Zappi and quarterback
really?
And quarterback Malik Cunningham.
What?
Really, Mac Jones is the only quarterback on the roster right now.
That's got to be fake news.
That's what came through.
Oh my god, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not see that. Wow. That's wild.
Yep. And the biggest news for Tuesday, what everyone was anticipating for the past week, was, of course, Jonathan Taylor. They didn't, as we know, they did not find a suitor for a trade. But he will be remaining on the PUP list for at least the first 4 weeks. He'll probably be back after the first 4 weeks, and then an eyelash will fall into his eye, and he'll be out the rest of the year.
I imagine if he gets a little bit of a tweak, he's not coming back.
Colts have came out since then and said that they will and are trying to repair the relationship with Taylor. I don't know if there can be repaired, but as a Colts fan, I want it to be repaired, but at the right cost.
I can't see it being prepared or repaired. He seems like the kind of guy who once you hurt him, he is he's done with you.
There was a report that says if Jonathan Taylor does not play enough games this year, that his contract does get extended the next year. I think he has to come back by week 6. He has to be activated. If he's activated by week 6, the contract does not roll into the next year. But so hypothetically, the Colts do have the rights for at least a total of 3 more years with 2 franchise tags and the last year of his rookie deal.
Yeah, he has no leverage. I'll never understand.
Yep. I mean, like
I'll
I
just
said,
never understand.
As a Colts fan, of course, I want to see him back and playing for the Colts, but I'm not going to break the bank on a running back when we're in a rebuilding situation. That's not a position that you need to spend a buttload of money on. when you're rebuilding.
I would agree. I would agree.
But it does have some speculation when the Colts supposedly came out and said that they want to pay Taylor the money. They budgeted for the money, but they want to wait to buy it or
And I
buy it.
can't I can't wait. I can't blame them for not wanting to pay him right away. I mean, he just came off. He's coming off a leg injury as a running back. Like that's not good. Like
No,
you don't want to pay somebody like that.
that's what I'm saying. Taylor advocating and pushing and pushing and pushing for all this money or to be the trading kind of alleviates the speculation, but him pushing when he can't wait makes you kind of wonder, is his injury a little more serious than he is that it's being reported.
Yeah, I would agree.
But like I said, when I heard that he has to be back by week 6, someone on TV was even saying he's gonna come back and he's gonna
He's
quote
gonna fake an
unquote
injury.
fake an injury, get his money, and then. But you know what? Colts can franchise tag him, so he
Yeah, I
doesn't.
wouldn't be too worried about it if I was the Colts.
He has no leverage.
None.
You didn't have a you're going into a contract extension period and you don't have a Josh Jacobs year where you have almost 1,700 yards rushing. You get hurt for I think you only played what 6 games last year, something
I
around
think
there.
I thought it was like yeah, you might be right. God, I was thinking for some reason it was more, but I think you're right.
And I mean, didn't put up that good of stats when he was active, but you how do you go into a meeting with your owner and general manager and ask for all this money when you have a year like that?
I don't understand. I never will.
People were saying, well, he's all these stats about him being like the Colts behind Edgerrin James is the fastest to 3,000 yards. He's had 3 good years. First year, yes, did he have 1,000 yards? But you just saw what the Falcons did with Tyler uh, how do you know how to say his last name? Algier.
Algier.
Algier. He had a
Tyler
thousand
Algier.
yards. They went drafted Bijan Robinson.
Exactly.
So I mean, I guess it depends, but my question now is if you're the Colts, what are your next moves in dealing with the situation? Wait till week 4 and address it then? Keep trying to fix the relationships and hope to reaching like a Josh Jacobs kind of deal.
I say just wait until week 4. Don't make any rash moves. I think trading him is still your best option. I don't think paying a running back is worth it, especially with where the Colts are at. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, they'd be different if they had a really elite quarterback at this stage who was pushing for a Super Bowl, and then you could pay him, but just don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Super Bowl contender, and that's notice how all the teams looking for Taylor were Super Bowl contenders. I mean, if you're a Super Bowl contender, why not give him a 1 year, $15 million deal? Why not?
I agree.
But when you're at least 2 years away from even probably making the playoffs, probably shouldn't pay a running back 15 plus million a year.
I also agree.